Happy Thursday, Facebook friends. Welcome back to Facebook. I'm Angie Garza, Director of Professional Learning and Educational Services at ROE 47, serving Lee, Ogle, and Whiteside counties. And if you're joining us back here this fine, snowy Thursday here on Facebook, you will know that it's time for another edition of Teacher Talk. And as we welcome 2024 with snow flurries and dropping temperatures, we are also welcoming in the new year with conversations related to college and career readiness, a topic that is near and dear to our hearts here at ROE 47 and has driven a lot of our work and conversation over the years. And we are so excited to have additional conversations today, kind of leading us up to our annual College and Career Readiness Summit that will be held Friday, February 9th from 8:30 to noon on Zoom. But more about that in just a moment. I would be remiss if I didn't say good morning and welcome to the new year to my friend, colleague, and co-host, Ms. Stacy Dingus. Stacy, Happy New Year. Welcome back to Teacher Talk. We're talking today about all things college and career readiness, something that you are deeply vested in as well. Excited to talk to our special guest, Janice Jones from Sauk Valley Community College today. But how are you this morning? And as I said, welcome to the new year.
Happy 2024, Angie. Glad to be back as we start another season of our Teacher Talks here at the ROE. College and career readiness is definitely something that I am interested in. One of my responsibilities here at the ROE is to work with Amboy High School in their Pathway program, which I have really enjoyed that the last couple of years. On a personal note, we have a soon-to-be college student at our house, and so we have delved into the life of what do we do to get our kid prepared to go off to college, and is college even an option for them? So this idea of college and career readiness really affects a lot of families in our area. So I'm excited to get this conversation going this morning.
I love the fact that you mentioned that, just the conversation around whether college or any kind of post-secondary endeavor is the right fit. We know that as students move through their educational journey, we hope that they're learning a little bit more about themselves and who they are as people and what they want to do. But we also know that those dreams and aspirations change over time, and different children and different students and different people are drawn to different vocations as part of their calling. So all of this makes for a very complicated, complex, sometimes conversation about this idea of college and career readiness. And I think even a few years ago, we said, should we even be calling that college and career readiness anymore? So here to help us unpack all of this and explore these conversations and wrap our brains around this idea of college and career readiness and what we actually mean when we talk about it is our friend and co-worker. I like to call her my partner in crime, Janice Jones. Janice is the PASS coordinator at Sauk Valley Community College, that partnership for achieving student success. Janice, good morning. Welcome to Teacher Talk. As we kind of kick off this morning, I'd like for you to not only share with our viewers a little bit about who you are and what you do, but can you help us to kind of understand the what and the why of college and career readiness? As I mentioned, it is sometimes a little bit of a big conversation for us to try to wrap our brains around.
It is a big conversation, and there are many aspects of it. My role here at the college has been to help students and school districts figure out what it is that they can do to help students understand what happens after graduation, what their options are, and how they are best prepared for those options. That might sound like a pretty well-defined path, but it is complicated. And as you said, every student is different. And there are multiple ways, multiple paths to get to where students want to go. And sometimes it's all about figuring out where they want to go. Not just how to get there, but where they want to go. So our job in this partnership is all about trying to figure out how do we help students prepare for the transition after high school graduation. And, our pre-K-12 districts do a great job of getting kids to that point, that graduation point, but it's so much more than that. Then what? Right? We can't just give them their diploma and throw them out into the world. We can't just sign them up as by default for college. We need to help them really figure out the ins and outs of all of the systems and what reflects best for them as far as their interests and skill levels and what they need to do to get there. So when we talk about college and career readiness, we used to say, oh, if a student has a test score that reaches this level, boom, they're ready for whatever comes after that. And on the education front, we may be slow in this realization, but we know that that's not the end all and be all, that students have skills, they have talents, they have interests that aren't reflected in a standardized test score. And so we really want to work to give students some kind of understanding before they get to high school graduation about their options, some self-reflection about what they have within them as far as drive and innate skills and skills they've developed over their educational process that can really guide them for life after high school.
It seems like quite an overwhelming task, although I know that this is something we have been working on in our area for the last couple of years. So if we kind of narrow the picture down a little bit to just Northern Illinois, Lee, Ogle, Whiteside counties, some schools outside of those counties as well. What are we really doing in our area to help with this work? How are we supporting our students, even our schools? Because if we're being honest, the schools they have so much to do. And so this conversation about saying to a kid, what do you want to do when you're done with school? That's more than just come into my office and talk for 5 minutes. It's a lot of work to be done. So can you speak a little bit about what's been happening in our area to address this need?
You're exactly right. It is not a 5-minute conversation. It is years and years of helping kids explore, to know what's out there. We have so many students who have no idea what's available after graduation, let alone in our area or other areas of the country. So what we've been doing is really based a lot on the implementation of the Post-Secondary and Workforce Readiness Act from 2016. And with the way to help students become more successful in their high school work and to explore their horizons. So we talk about transitional coursework. We've at the college have worked with our local high schools to put in both transitional math and transitional English, which means that our students can take these courses in high school and it guarantees them placement into college credit for math and English. And so that's been a great piece to help our schools understand that, to help them develop those curriculums, to support them through that process so that our students can come and get the best bang for their buck once they get to college. We've looked at pathway endorsements, what that means, career exploration, work-based learning, an academic plan, all of those pieces that help kids explore and get some answers to what does it mean to be an engineer or an English teacher? And how do I know and how can I experience that? I think that's so important, is the experience, not just the head knowledge, but the real experience. And so we've talked about that. We've talked about schools developing plans for this kind of college and career readiness that now the state says starts in 5th and 6th grade, and schools have to have a plan that each year they're going to be doing this or this or this to help their kids get ready for post-graduation from high school. So we've been working with our Sauk Valley High School partners, our K-12 district partners, to implement all of those pieces of that legislation that really have proven to show that kids are more successful, that they can make that transition from college or high school graduation into college or career.
Janice, you alluded to the fact that we've been at this for a few years, give or take. Actually, PWR came into our lives around 2016, and I think we were having these conversations even before that time. So we've been talking quite a while and trying to grow the networking and the conversation and the understanding and the crowning jewels, I would say. One of the things that we've been doing the longest has been our annual College and Career Readiness Summit. I've had the pleasure of working with you all those years to plan that, and that's been just a really great opportunity to bring not only our educators, but also our administrators, our industry professionals, post-secondary together to really kind of share a common language and vision. It's a really powerful moment. In the last several years, we've actually opened that summit up statewide and have had some really positive reception. So at the top of our teacher talk, I mentioned that is coming up once again this year in 2024. Our annual College and Career Readiness Summit will be held Friday, February 9th from 8:30 to noon on Zoom, a much anticipated event. So I was wondering if you might tell us a little bit more about the history and the context of that summit. Obviously, we've been doing it for so long. We've had some success there. And what's on tap for this year?
Well, it's going to be another exciting summit. I am glad to say that we will welcome back Stephanie Malia Krause, who has a new book, Whole Child, out there, and she's going to help us redefine college and career readiness through this whole child lens. Over the years, college and career readiness, as we've kind of established the foundation of that, now we're trying to refine it and to be inclusive of all kinds of pieces of things that maybe we haven't done before. And so we know as educators that students have changed. And so we want to do more than just present the academics, right? We want to meet kids where they're at and to be able to help every student engage and every student prosper in their experience in their educational realm. And so Stephanie is going to help us do that. She's going to set out some different proposals about how we can do that. She's going to give us some implementation tools in our own classrooms, as well as in administration, how we meet students' needs and how we can take the blinders off to see kids not just as a seat or a person in a seat in my classroom, but as a whole person. And that means more than just helping them learn how to punctuate a sentence. And so we really look forward to her. She's going to be our keynote. She's going to talk for about 90 minutes. We'll do a quick breakout session to have some reflection on that. And then we'll welcome Shavina Baker from NIU's P20 program. And she's going to talk about the importance of career exploration and non-traditional career pathways. Equity is a big piece of what we're looking at now. Often we think of equity in the terms of race and sometimes gender, but we're going to look at all kinds of aspects and how we need to make all of these opportunities equitable to our students, our low-income students, our students of different races and genders, but also of various ethnicities and pieces like that. So Shavina has a great presentation to help open our eyes to maybe some of the limitations that our students have and how we can really address those over in our classrooms and throughout these programs.
I have had the opportunity to speak with Stephanie Malia Krause before, and I'm excited to say that ROE 47 Spring book study will actually be on the Whole Child, Whole Life, 10 Ways to Help Kids Live, Learn, and Thrive. And so those of you who are interested in the book study, this would be a great kind of teaser trailer to listen to her. She shares her ideas and her thoughts. I am a big fan of her kind of out of the box thinking and really looking at students as who they are instead of who we expect them to be. So I'm excited about that. So with that being said, Janice, tell us a little bit about who should attend this conference. Who is it geared towards? And if you're interested, how do you register?
Well, I'm excited to say that this has a very large draw for all kinds of folks in education, whether it be those in the classroom in front of students, whether it be those in administration, those in support roles, also those in roles outside of the pre-K-12 system. We're encouraging our college staff and advising folks to get in there and to participate. And also, we have some response already from some state agencies who are sending representatives. So there is target audience that would react better to this or respond better to this than another. It's really an opportunity for all folks to respond and we'll get something out of it. I will say, as a piece of a grant that we are involved in, every participant will receive one of Stephanie's books, either Whole Child, Whole Life or Making It. And so we're excited that we can be able to offer that as well. So if you're interested, you can go to roe47.org, pull down their professional development tab, and you will see the February 9th College and Career Readiness Summit right there. Just click on it, fill in your information, and all of the agenda and the Zoom link will be sent to you about a week before the conference.
Thank you so much for all of this wonderful information today. Again, we started off this conversation here this morning on Teacher Talk, intimating to the fact that college and career readiness is oftentimes just kind of one of these buzzwords, but it's really a complex and ever-evolving conversation that we're a part of. And we really want it to be a meaningful conversation, and we want to help students to prepare for their future after leaving our doors at grade 12. So appreciate the time that both of you have spent this morning here in Teacher Talk, helping us to kind of start to wrap our minds around this term, this concept, this language. Also very excited about our annual College and Career Readiness Summit. One more time, friends, here on Facebook, our College and Career Readiness Summit will be Friday, February 9th from 8:30 to noon on Zoom. Registration is available at our website or on our website at www.roe47.org. So if you'd like to know more about college and career readiness, if you'd like to hear more from Stephanie Malia Kraus on her book and concepts from her recent publication, Whole Child, Whole Life, and how that relates to college and career readiness, as well as Shavina Baker. So excited to welcome them to our virtual platform and have those conversations to continue to build our understanding. That wraps us up here today for this edition of Teacher Talk. We want to say thank you so much to our special guest, Janice Jones from Sauk Valley Community College, for sharing all of her information. And special thank you to my friend, colleague, and co-host, Ms. Stacey Dingus, for being here this morning to help facilitate this conversation and ring in the new year. So to all of you Facebook viewers, our friends here on our social media platform, we want to say happy 2024. Sign up for that College and Career Readiness Summit. Stay safe, stay warm. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday, and even better Friday. A snow-filled weekend, and we will see you right back here next Thursday for another edition of Teacher Talk.